It's a 2-for-1 special tonight for Dexter, because not only does he take down a bad guy, he gets his +1 too. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment, here to review Dexter Season 1, Episode 5. This one is called Love American Style, and I guess that name for the title is pretty appropriate when Dexter decides he is going to go after a human trafficker. Yes, so someone that is bringing people in illegally from Cuba, but they're not really making it to their final destination. In fact, their destination happens to be at the bottom of the ocean, which is the same destination a lot of Dexter's victims share. So I guess maybe he's got a lot in common with this guy that is human trafficking people.
Yep, across the Miami pipeline from Cuba straight into Miami, and I like the fact this show's in Miami. Let me just mention that. It's unique. I can't really... Miami Vice, right? But I feel like every other show is literally just insane.
Same old shite, isn't it?
Yeah.
At least you've got good visuals in this. You've got the good scenes and just like bright beaches and the waterfront.
No, and you actually get the feeling that they go out their way. Like this... I know, right, it probably was done in a studio, maybe, but it genuinely feels like I am in Miami here. I feel like other shows, like... I know, it's just a green screen.
No, I'm pretty sure this was in Miami.
I know, but some of it obviously could be done in the studio.
Possibly, yeah. But anyway, we are at the crime scene at the abandoned hospital, where obviously the ice truck killer left Tony Tucci the night before strapped to a table. Dexter reported the crime instead of killing Tucci, so yeah, it looks like Dexter isn't this big bad killer that the ice truck killer thinks that he is. Then Tony Tucci gets taken to the hospital. He's questioned by Deborah and Sergeant Dokes, but Tucci doesn't really remember much. Deborah says, when I'm trying to remember stuff, I close my eyes. Why don't you try the same? Oh, better yet, maybe we could blindfold you. And then this brings back bad memories for Tucci. He's like, I don't think I really want that. If you don't mind, I'd like you to leave. Dokes is like, no, that's okay. You've gave us plenty. But when they leave, Dokes decides to be very critical of Deborah, and you know what, no wonder, pretty insensitive. I think this guy's just spent the last, 3-4 days possibly, in this, like, abandoned hospital alone, getting his body parts hacked off, being crawled over by rats and shit, and she wants to put the blindfold that he's been wearing, or not the exact blindfold, but you get my point, she wants to blindfold him back up.
Could have just said close your eyes, that works. I mean, you'd be seeing darkness. Now, albeit, we might see this tactic used a wee bit later on, but I feel like Deborah's 1 minute smart, next minute brain dead. And this is a massive example of brain dead. This could have resulted in a sue. I mean, this is undermining the entire police coming out with shit like this. You work so hard to get up the detective.
It is. We see Dexter with his girlfriend again, Rita. She is comforting a co-worker because she is upset that her fiancé did not arrive immigrating from Cuba illegally, and it's like, why is he immigrating illegally in the first place?
Surely he should be legal, man, come on.
But Rita tells Dexter he decides to do a little bit of investigating. He asks one of the immigration officers, but he says, look, this happens all the time. You pretty much pay money to get here. You get here, there's a release fee. You don't have the money to pay the release fee, and then you get released into the bottom of the ocean. That's pretty much how it goes for people trying to get in from Cuba, which would tell me then, why don't you come the right way?
Yeah, exactly, why not?
Like, see when you're paying these criminals, do you think they're going to go by the book? Do you think they're actually going to honour their word and get you to America just because they said so and just because you paid them money?
I don't understand, though, why we're led to believe that the victims of this are all, like, great, upstanding people. Yeah, they want to have a better life, but see, at the end of the day, not everyone's innocent. Like, the human traffickers getting fueled by their money.
And yeah, they're paying these people. And
the last time I looked, like, Cuba's not even a bad place.
And yeah, but if we were supposed to believe that human traffickers are these really, really bad people, then are the people that are trying to enter the country illegally and funding these human traffickers, does that make them good?
Exactly. Yeah. No. Exactly what you say there. I don't really get that. I feel like human traffickers are made out almost like as bad as like child molesters across the world, not just Dexter. Like, when you hear them get talked about in TV shows, it's like the lowest of the low.
So why are people funding them?
A little border scratch, you know.
So why are people funding them, you know?
Yeah.
Surely if they're that bad, then stop giving them money. I mean, personally, I personally wouldn't trust someone.
Like, but they talk about here, that they save up all their money just for this, like, to get into America. You say they save up all their money, why can't they, like, get a visa?
And apply prop. If they've got time, see if they've got time to save up their money to get in, surely they've got time to apply the correct way.
Yeah.
So why don't they do that? Anyway, Dexter investigates. He goes and he asks the immigration officer and he said the immigration officer keeps referring to the fact it's Dexter's maid. Dexter's like, no, it's not my maid, it's just a maid. But the guy doesn't seem to listen. Multiple times he keeps saying your maid as if Dexter has a maid.
Dexter's taking this literal. The guy's just on about it's like it's your situation.
Yeah, but Dexter can't see past that. He's like, I don't have a maid. She's not my maid. Dexter goes and visits the coyote, whose name is George Castillo. Although we don't know that he's a coyote at first, but Dexter does his homework, so he knows. That's the main thing. Dexter knows.
That's all we need to know.
He then goes and checks his. He's got like a yard, like a car yard. Dexter goes and pretends that he's looking for car parts.
Car lot.
But the guy pretty much just forces Dexter off the lot.
For an awkward guy, he's good at getting out of these situations, isn't he?
Dexter tries to speak to him in Spanish, and he's like,
I'm American, like USA.
I'm American, just like you, buddy. I don't have the white skin, but I'm an American.
I'm an American.
A bit racist for Dexter, isn't it? Although I know Dexter's done research into this guy, so he knows where he's from. But this guy's trying to keep it tight.
I know. This was racial profiling here by Dexter.
If anything, didn't Dexter kind of give away his undercover status away by kind of revealing that he knows this guy speaks Spanish, El Español?
I know, but it's just looking at me, I think I'll be able to speak it.
That guy's probably not smart enough to realise what Dexter's doing, but anyway. We then see there's a body gets washed up on the beach, and it turns out that it is the maid's husband. She starts crying. Rita tries to comfort her. Dexter just looks awkwardly, and he basically explains to us that he doesn't know how to comfort anybody.
He couldn't give a damn. He's like, yes. Green light for another victim.
Dokes thinks that they're running out of options, so he tells, you know what, Deborah, you were right. Deborah kind of scolds him a bit first, saying, look, I'm young, you're an old ass. You need a young set of eyes on this case.
Is he even that?
He's not.
I'd say he's about 40.
I'd say he's experienced. I wouldn't say he's fucking old.
Yeah. Aye. Yeah, I know.
But Deborah seems to like older men more on that to follow. So he goes, you know what, your idea's right. And then he tells Tony Tucci that we're going to have to blindfold you. Tucci's not really happy about this, but in the end, he agrees to it. He relives his time in the hospital. And finally, he remembers that the killer used to chew throat lozenges. And he remembers the noise that they made when they were in his mouth. So we go back to the scene and we find some lozenge wrappers, and Vince Masuka then finds a partial fingerprint. So we have a partial fingerprint on the killer. So
mad how much detail they went into here.
Yeah.
Some throat lozenges that were in a rat's nest.
Exactly.
Rat's nest, that's the lowest of the low.
The rats were stealing his fucking wrappers.
Damn.
So there you go. But you thought, I don't know, should the ice truck killer, he's been really smart up to this point. Although maybe he didn't feel like rats were going to steal his lozenge wrappers. I don't know.
But then again, he left them there to be found anyway. The rats actually put them to a more secure location. If you think of it.
Are you sure? I don't think he left them there to be found on purpose.
Yeah, but where he left them would have been easier for them to find rather than like in the depths of this hospital where the rats were.
Do you know he definitely left them there? Or could the rats not have travelled with them? Or maybe the rats have done this guy in. I think the rats have done him dirty.
But the rats were all over the hospital, so therefore he left them somewhere and they took it back to their nest.
True.
So at the end of the day, it has been a wee bit sloppy here.
The Dokes did find something on the crime scene earlier, but I believe it was a cigarette from Deborah Morgan.
Yeah, it was, which he
smoking on it. Yeah, so he did eat her ass.
He scolded her about this, which is absolutely. And she thought it was going to be a leak.
Yeah. Oh, did we find something on Tucci? No, we did not. We found your cigarettes, so yeah, not very smart there. But here they do have a partial fingerprint, which is good. Dexter then decides to follow George Castillo. He goes onto his boat and he finds a bunch of dead bodies underneath the boat. Therefore, we know that that's it. This George Castillo guy is a goner. Dexter then goes back to his parking garage lot. He captures him, but then he sees his wife, the guy's wife, Castillo's wife, arrives, Valerie, and she checks the allotment. She pulls a gun on the people inside, forcing them back in and calls them a bunch of derogatory names, therefore confirming that she's in on it, she's aware of what her husband's doing. She's actually working alongside her husband, so Dexter thinks, well, you know what? Let's make this a 2-for-1 special. He ends up capturing Valerie as well. He gets them in the whole naked bubble wrap position. But before he kills them, he wants them to know how they can love each other, how they can have genuine feelings when they're really, really bad people, because he can't seem to grasp that. He can't seem to grasp how people that are killers can genuinely care about others and have feelings. They give him their answers, but that's not enough to keep them alive. He then kills them both, and they both get dumped into the ocean. However, one of them gets chopped up a lot more than the other one. I believe the husband got chopped up into pieces, whereas Valerie just got thrown in whole because he didn't have enough time to take her out.
It doesn't really matter though once you're dead, does it?
No, not really. I mean, if you're dead, you're dead. You're not going to feel it. But so Dexter then, when he leaves the car yard, he doesn't notice, but we notice there's someone in the back of a trunk watching him. We get like
creepy ass shot.
We get a little eye watching Dexter, and it looks like somebody could be on to him. So that was
illegal, isn't it? That's what I
could be an illegal there. So that was the episode.
I enjoyed it.
It attracted 6.7 million viewers when broadcast on CBS in March 2018, 18 months after its original broadcast on Showtime. So what do you make of that? This show getting
Wait, it got 6.7
million viewers
like 15 years after it came out?
18 months after it was originally broadcasted.
That's a weird...
So I don't know if
a weird bit of trivia.
Yeah, I don't know if the show was broadcast on a better network years down the line. Possibly could have been.
Must have been there.
Anyway, that was...
the show's good though, if it can do that.
Yeah, that was the episode, and what's your thoughts on it? I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7. I feel like Dexter's very consistent.
Yeah, it's very consistent. I feel like it's a slow show. I mean, if you want like action, shitload of action every episode, you ain't going to get that here. But I mean, what you do get, I think what Dexter does really, really well is, and I think you'll notice this, it pays off slowly. So it builds up slow from like episode 1, and then by the time you get to the end of the season, it really pays off. So like you might not enjoy like the early parts of the season, but it's not going to give you necessarily a 10 out of 10 episode in the early seasons, because it tends to build up from the early episodes to try and pay off towards the end of the season, which I think they should do, especially in this show, because it is kind of based, it's kind of like a standard, you could do standalone seasons of Dexter, because they tend to just have like one main villain for each season, so I think that's why it tries to pay off, and it builds up, it basically focuses on trying to deliver the best episodes towards the end of the seasons rather than the beginning. I think you can notice that way. It kind of does do like 6, 7, 8s at the beginning, then maybe towards the end of the seasons you'll notice the episodes maybe get a little bit better in quality. That's my opinion on it anyway.
I'll give it a 7 too. I enjoyed it. We're getting there.
7 out of 10, guys. Check back the review for episode 6. We'll catch you in the next one. Until then, though, peace.